Alright, welcome to another edition of Soto Desperado Plays Star Wars The Old Republic. We're still trying to... Oh, never mind. I lost all those missions. Let me see if I can get those missions over here. I need 2 more to finish the weekly. Damn it. Excuse me. Alright, excuse me. If my guess is right, there should be a mission or 2 here.
Who are you? I'll just assume you're kidding. This won't take long.
It looks like there's another over here. Alright, sorry, I've been sneezing.
Call me Rylea. Imperial Intelligence. I was hoping you'd come through here. Duff, I promise.
I couldn't agree more.
Hollowan Labs go.
I'm interested.
You watch.
The more challenging, the...
I'll be.
Okay, according to the mission log, I managed to complete 3 out of 5 yesterday. So I just need 2 more, that's why I got these 2. And that should help me complete the weekly for Narshada. That's all I gotta do. So I use this to teleport. Teleport over there and get in ready position.
The southern border now, we have an exclusive. Some immigrants risk everything to try to make it into the U.S., attempting to board a dangerous train known as the Beast. It's a death-defying journey. It includes dangers from the cartels and the railroad itself. Correspondent Jorge Ventura is with me now live. I've seen video of this train and the details of how people get here, how they survive, and many often don't, are just chilling.
Yeah, that's right, Adrian. According to Mexican officials, La Bestia, known in English as the Beast, is the deadliest train in Mexico. Even children have died on it by falling off. It's very, very gruesome. And our News Nation team was able to speak with a woman in Durango, Mexico, known as Claudia, locally known as the one by the train. She tells our team that she's actually been assisting migrants with food and water on that dangerous journey. She's telling our producer, Denise Gomez, that she's seen an increase in migrants risking their life on this dangerous train. Take a look at these images here. Claudia says that just in her town alone in Durango, an average of around 200 migrants try to attempt to catch the train. Extremely dangerous. Her town is located 10 hours from Ciudad Juarez. That's right across El Paso, Texas. Now, it's important to note that La Bestia travels all across Mexico, making Durango just one of its many stops. Many migrants are so desperate that they're willing to risk everything to cross the border before Donald Trump's return to his office in January. Claudia shared shocking stories with News Nation, including seeing people in wheelchairs attempting to climb aboard. She also noted a recent and troubling trend. Many children are now traveling with adults, making that dangerous journey. This is something she hasn't observed until a few weeks ago, as most migrants she encountered were previously adults traveling alone.
It's stupid. And to know that the Biden administration is both aiding in this, knowing that people are dying, knowing that people are being trafficked, knowing that the cartels are taking advantage of people and kidnapping them and holding them for ransom, knowing all of this, and then also not knowing who's actually crossing over into the border is absolutely positively one of the most heinous things that you can possibly do. And I still do not understand why they are continuing to do this, knowing that the Trump administration, via Border Czar Tom Homan, has already declared that we are going to have the safest borders in history, even safer than what we experienced in 2016 through 2020. So much so that the very migrant that set the woman on fire in the subway over in New York was an illegal migrant from Guatemala that was deported under the Trump administration, got him up out of here, and then he came back over during the Biden administration, and then these are some of the crimes that's being committed against, American citizens. And he burned a woman up to death and watched her burn at the end of a train. And just absolutely creating chaos. And you got migrant gangs. Obviously, they've taken over 16 cities, and they're operating, and they're stealing, and then you got these liberal governors and liberal mayors that's protecting them. And I can't understand it. I do not understand it. It makes no sense whatsoever. Here's the kicker. It's if you have these people coming in right now, but you know that Trump is going to be working to get them up out of here, why do you make it more difficult for them to do so? This is not a peaceful transition of power. This is literally destroying the United States of America and doing it via taxpayer dollar.
Lately, they come very aggressive, like all the good, all the kind migrants have crossed, because in this group that's coming, they're fighting among themselves.
But the beast is not the only risk. Authorities have uncovered alarming cases of migrants kidnapping in different Mexican states. In Chiapas, 15 Vietnamese migrants and a Mexican national were rescued from a quick ransom express kidnapping. Tamaulipas says that 24 migrants, including children, freed from a trafficking ring. In Sonora, Mexico, 36 migrants, mostly from India, were crammed into a house until the desperate cries for help brought authorities to the scene. Cartels see migrants as a paycheck, extorting these families, demanding ransom, with a huge rush of migrants trying to attempt to make it into the U.S. before Donald Trump takes office, Adrian.
I listened to what that woman said in your reporting, saying all the nice immigrants have crossed already, and this is a different breed. But is Mexico trying to stop people still from boarding this train?
So according to my contacts, Adrian, Mexican officials have launched an operation called Operation Carousel. So they're running these operations on these trains, trying to get those migrants off and into safety. They're also offering migrants bus rides to the border if they have a CBP-1 appointment. But according to my sources, it's literally impossible to stop every single one of these migrants, especially when they're risking so much. Now, here in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott did launch a billboard campaign hoping to deter migrants from making that dangerous journey. According to the governor, they've at least launched around 40 billboards in El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, and all throughout Mexico, warning migrants of the dangers of crossing illegally, also warning them about the cartels, kidnapping. They even have very strong messaging telling parents that if they send their daughters to the border alone, that they could likely be raped or sexually assaulted by men on their journey to the U.S. If you remember, Adrian, last month, we also reported on that 4-year-old girl that was found on the border all alone. When we made contact with her mother was already in the U.S. Now, we'll still have to wait and see if these billboards do deter any migrant crossings, but Governor Greg Abbott says they want to get ahead of that dangerous trend and are ready to deport once Donald Trump comes into office.
We got to get Biden out immediately. Thank you, Jesus, that we have less than a month before we see Biden and Kamala Harris completely removed from office, I believe that this is quite possibly, I mean, he's right up there, one of the worst presidents in my lifetime, if not history. They said that history would be kind to Joe Biden. I disagree. I remember when they was talking about that when they had the Democratic National Convention and was saying that, 50 years of Joe Biden and all of that. History will not be kind to Joe Biden. He will go down as one of the worst presidents, and this will go down as one of the worst administrations of all time, and that America actually dodged a bullet by not electing Kamala Harris for office to get a promotion to push more of what we've already experienced over the last 4 years. This is crazy. It's insane. We cannot get the president in there fast enough. Even Trump himself said, I don't know why they're doing some of the stuff that they're doing, knowing that I'm coming into office and that my agenda is completely different, which is more closely aligned with the American people. Why would they be pushing some of the stuff that they're pushing? I'll tell you exactly why they're pushing some of the stuff that they're pushing. Because they know that it is the worst thing for America. They're trying to sabotage Trump coming into office. The Democrat Party is absolutely in shambles. AOC is over there making herself look stupid on Instagram and TikTok. And people are absolutely upset with this administration, but they're going to try to sabotage it for everybody else. This is how you know that they're not for America. I'm not even sure if they're for themselves. I think that some people are so demonic, and regardless of whether or not they want to present themselves as demonic or not, because you can't always see a demon, they walk around in sheep's clothing, that they'd rather see the world burn than to play along or to wait their turn or to know or concede peacefully and realize, hey, listen, you lost, game over, just go ahead and lead a while. I don't even want to see Biden at the inauguration. I seen him in an interview saying that he was going to be at the inauguration and he was going to, hand over the keys to the White House. And then I read the comments and then people was like, oh, see, this is what a peaceful president looks like. This administration and this time in office has been anything but peaceful. It's been chaotic. It's been war-ridden. It's been illegal migrant city. It's been people's lives being ruined. It's just been utter chaos. Utter chaos. And he is determined to work as hard as he possibly can to ruin things before this administration take office. And I'm glad I got to witness it in real time because it is bad. It is absolutely positively horrific. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments of all of these migrants rushing to get in here before Trump takes office. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. And then also tap into After Hours tonight. It's going to be dope. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Anyway, sorry, I had mute on. I said there's no way Joe's not a puppet of somebody, because if he loves the military, then the military love the American people. That's why they're willing to die for us and take a bullet for us. They're willing to fight for us. They love their people, and Joe's not representing a person that really loves the American people. He's representing somebody who's just being told just doing what he's told. He's following somebody's orders. There's no way he's making independent, rational decisions. No way. As time goes on, it's just one bunch of bullshit after another. He knows that we're in a deficit. We can't handle it anymore. And he goes and he gives $1 billion away to Africa. I mean, shit, man, I've got nothing, dude. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I've got nothing. And this guy's giving away the tax dollars. Not even doing anything for the infrastructure here. Yeah, he's somebody's peon, somebody's boy. That's all it is. He's some dude that's just taking orders. That's it. That's too bad, you know. That's elder abuse at the highest levels. You know what that means? It means that they have no scruples over there at the White House. None. Yeah, that's what that means. They got no scruples telling an old man what to do and shit. All right. Women turn into victims when they go broke.
I think that's
a
lot of people are really just gullible. You're not giving people credit for just being oblivious to a lot of that.
I do agree with you, Ash. I do think that some people are gullible, but I agree with Anton on some levels too. I do think that some of these stories are stories of people that were 100% willing participants. Were 100%
get them put on.
Yes, and wanted to get put on.
I agree.
And I don't think that is fair or cool to like sacrifice yourself or sacrifice your body or use your power to try to get someone to do something. I don't think that at all. But we have to admit that some of y'all was playing games that you wanted to play. Yep. I do think that there's a lot of victims out there. I do think there's a lot of people that were taken advantage of, that was drugged and things like that.
I don't.
For example, when Rick Ross said that, Rick Ross said in the song, "Put Molly on her champagne." She didn't even know it. So if you got me turned up on drugs just to get me home to sleep with you, that's an issue. Because my dude, I might have slept with you on my own free will without you giving me those drugs.
But that's where it comes into being gullible as well. Yes. They combine, because I'm coming in here. Yes, my intentions are not pure. They're malicious on my own side, but at the same time, I didn't expect it to get there. Like you said, she's running down the street. She knew she was going to that party. There was an opportunity to turn up. I'm sure she didn't expect none of the stuff that she saw that had her running down the street. Yeah. It's horrific. And if you don't really know the industry like you're working in, if you're not used to that and you're just getting in, that's where being gullible comes in. Yeah, you weren't being a good girl. You're not pure in the situation, but you didn't expect that to happen.
I'll take it a step further. So I have a 11-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. So right now I am teaching my daughter that it's okay to say no. Because as a kid, I wasn't able to say no to adults. I wasn't able to say no to authority figures. I wasn't able to say, yes, she can say, yes, my daughter can say no to, she can't be disrespectful about it, and it's a way to say no. She can't flat out just be like, no. But there's a way. Here's the reason why I'm saying this. Because I didn't learn how to say no until I became an adult. I got in a room with guys and didn't know how to turn down. I slept with men I didn't want to sleep with because I didn't know how to say no. I don't want that.
That's real talk. No,
I don't want that for my
That is not wrong.
That's the truth.
Because I was uncomfortable saying no. I felt like I put myself in this room. Now I have to. And I could have said no.
No, she's not wrong.
Thank you for being the word. Thank you for teaching that little girl.
I don't care nothing about the sister code. Can we unpack this for a minute? So wait a minute. You went into the room. You knew.
I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not saying I'm a victim.
But see, the problem is that there's people that won't take accountability, similarly to how you took accountability, and then they'll claim that they was a victim.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not a victim.
That's not the conversation we're having.
What I'm saying is, I got in that room. This was somebody maybe I liked even, but I wasn't ready to go there with him. But because I was in the room by myself, I didn't know how to tell him no. I didn't know how to turn him down. That was your daddy job. I didn't know.
It's not. It's not.
It's parenting.
I got a daddy. My daddy been in my life my whole life, and guess what?
My father has been in my life my whole life.
I've been in that situation. 2 times.
Yeah.
2 times where I literally was like, okay, what do? I don't want to blow this energy. I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to do this. All right, fuck it. We just don't do it.
It is what it is.
Yes, that happened.
And I'm not calling it rape.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's SA. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it absolutely happened.
And
absolutely.
So when that happens, when that happens, and it may have not been an SA situation, but a lot of women, when they see where these men get to after 30 and 35 years, and then they feel like they're in a position to monetize, why is it okay for them to come back and say, the 1 or 2 times that I was in this position and I just did it because I was scared, and they're gonna believe her.
Sometimes it
and
takes
then
time
they're
to
gonna
process and run.
But healing ain't money.
Give me 2 seconds.
What he's saying.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for you to understand what actually happened to you. I've been in numerous situations. I'm sure the other women on here can attest to the same thing. Where in that moment, your survival mode, your instinct kicks in. You got fight, you got flight, or you got fawn. Fawn is freeze. I'm not moving. I'm processing slowly. So it might take me, I just had a situation where I had a client, I've known this person for over a couple years now. They made a pass at me, physically, touched me, completely blew me out. Had no idea it was coming. It took me probably 5 hours to be able to say anything to process what was happening. Because when it happened, I froze. And it happened on like an exit. So we were leaving the situation. He was, I gotta go. And I'm leaving and he grabs on me. So I'm like, and I leave, I get in my car, I go home, I'm processing. And it wasn't until 5 hours later, I'm like, dang, that's assault. Like, he had no reason to touch me. Yes, it is. There's no reason he had to touch me. I had never had a relationship like that with him. He grabbed my ass.
Oh, hell no.
What you mean? He touched me.
You didn't think that was assault in the moment?
I'm saying
she didn't say that it wasn't in the moment. What she said that it took her a second to process.
And that's 5 hours.
Because some people that are...
Respectfully, why?
Because it's traumatic.
No, not only that, but can we also get into the conversation? We only got 8 minutes left, but I'm gonna go here. Neurodivergency. Girls, people, period, that are autistic, that are ADHD, that are ADD. Black women have been undiagnosed and now diagnosed at later ages in numbers that are astronomical, bro. Mm-hmm. So it's certain shit that we experienced and we didn't went through that we literally could not process. I don't know, you as my best friend, how many times have I talked to you about something months later and you still feel the passion in my voice about it?
Yeah.
All of the time. Because it takes us processing, us talking about it to actually get through and heal from a situation.
Like I said earlier, you can't tell people how to heal.
But I can also take that, just, you know what I'm saying, we reminiscing in the moment. So it
ain't reminiscing. It's me processing.
Me personally, I'm
trying to uncover. There's a moment there where, I'm sorry, but there's a moment, what you were saying earlier about your experience and being like, dang, I might have liked this person. I might have been willing to go there with them, but I wasn't ready in that moment. There's a politeness that's expected of women, especially in this industry. I could have this was a business decision. So I could have decided to cut up on him right there. I could have came back up there with my whoop. It wasn't about that. There was money on the line, and on the back end of it, I got my money, don't worry about that. But there was a situation I had to make a decision quickly. Am I getting ready to blow up where I could be blacklisted in this community and now I can't get work here? Awesome. Am I getting ready to, put myself in a position where maybe this becomes a violent situation? Or am I going to process and take time? And all of that comes to the neurodivergent point of unmasking. Mm-hmm. It is not something that happens immediately. When you're used to showing a face in these inner spaces and this energy where you have to show up in a certain way, you can't just drop that shit real quick and be like, oh, no, you about to... No, that's not how I operate in business. I don't do that.
It's a dangerous precedent to set, though, because you got women that's coming 20 years later, y'all saying that that's how long it took to heal. But then they playing a game of telephone with themselves, and they revising and they remixing what really happened because they put themselves in a position. They said yes, but then they said that they feel uncomfortable. And now because the guy got so much power, they making it seem like he coerced them or he did something negative when they volunteered themselves as adults to participate on the casting couch or whatever circumstance that they found themselves in. So my thing is, it's a fine line between a woman saying that I'm not a victim and then reprocessing it and saying, or being influenced by culture and then saying, well, I'm a victim now because I had some time to think about it. I'm going to remix it. He got a lot of money. Let me go ahead and get this lawsuit popped.
I don't like that.
I got a question. So,
I don't like that. I don't like the lawsuit stuff.
So in the sense of SA, right? As a woman that then let all that time pass by, right, and she comes to that realization, right? What does the woman actually want? What's the end game when she like? Are you looking for healing? Like, what do you really want from the person that committed it from?
It be a payout.
No, I want you to answer that, but it depends on how broke she is at the moment.
Crazy. He touched my ass. I didn't want that. It's like, way after the fucking fact. Can you imagine that shit? Way back in the day, women thought that way. Everybody would be accusing everybody of sexual harassment, man. That's crazy, dude. If you don't like it, just say no, and that's it. Anyway.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I was at a restaurant this weekend and I was eating breakfast. It's one of the more popular breakfast restaurants here in Metro Detroit. Now I was eating breakfast on my laptop and I was working, and I also had my iPad out, and I seen 4 women and a young boy came in. Not a young boy, but he was like a teenager. He was an older teenager. So I seen 4 older black women and a young teenager. And the only reason that they caught my eye is because all 4 of these women was so ghetto and loud. I mean, they weren't ghetto and loud to the point to where it was like they were saying something that was just outlandish or outrageous. But you couldn't help but hear, overhear their conversation, because they was in gossip mode, and they was talking about all of the different women that they didn't like, and the men that they dated and how they wasn't shit. And it was really interesting because it was almost like the thing that you see online, but you see it in real life, but it's not pertaining to any conversation that got to do with you. You're just kind of overhearing it. It's almost like being on a live stream, except you wasn't on a live stream, it was in real life, right? And so these 4 sassy, older black women, and when I say older, I would say that they was probably in their late 30s, early 40s. I know people get offended when you say age and all of that. People get offended at everything. You can't say anything online without people getting offended. But you know the drill, right? Butterfly eyelashes, bunch of weave everywhere, so on and so forth, right? And it wasn't like nicely done or anything like that. Like, they looked like they had just came from the club, not looking like naked or nothing like that, but they look like how women look when they want to dress up and go to the bar. And like they just woke up, put that stuff right back on, didn't even take a shower, had matted hair, you know the whole 9 yards. But I could tell that the boy was one of their sons because of the way that they talked to him. And when he finally started speaking up and like reacting and stuff like that, he was sassy as hell. I mean, when I say sassy, he was super sassy. He talked just like his mother. He looked like his mama. He talked like his mama. And then when he went to the bathroom, he sashayed probably just like his mama. If I was to see his mama walk in, if I was observing him when they walked in and I didn't start picking up on him until after they had already sat down, he probably sashayed just like his mama. And the only thing that I can think of, and I wish I was able to have a conversation, I'm never going to just like insert myself into somebody else's conversation, but it was just so noticeable because it's something that I see happen all the time. And it's 2 things that I see happening in society. I see men, a lot of men are regrettably son husbands. And what that means is they are taking the place of the woman's man that they probably want to be in their life, and they treat them like their husband. They treat them like they're their husband. They treat them like they're their boyfriends. And it may not be anything sexually related, but, they basically have them doing the same thing, and I've even heard of, I've never actually seen this before, I've even heard of women sleeping next to their sons as though they are their husbands and be in the same bed with them when they raising them and stuff like that. And then the son husbands grow up to regret, you know what I'm saying, having to take care of the mother, and the mother often at times also becomes overbearing when it comes to his relationships. And I think that that's so messed up, because you basically are raising somebody to take care of you and raising somebody to basically replace what you should be going out and getting and changing your ways, but instead you decided to keep your ways and turn him into what you want him to be, which is basically your girlfriend, and also you making him take care of you when you get older. I hate when people say I'm having a bunch of kids so somebody can take care of me when I get older. That is so selfish and it's so disrespectful, because what it does is it removes their life, which they didn't even ask to be here, and you then make sure that you tailor everything around you to serve you like you some kind of king or queen or something like that. That is so messed up. I knew a dude, he was actually, he worked at a barbershop, and he had a whole lot of kids. I mean, a whole lot of kids, like 12, 13 kids. And this is in modern times, but he had a whole lot of kids. And one of the reasons that he said that he had a whole lot of kids is that hopefully a couple of them become successful or get a football scholarship and wind up becoming an NFL player, and then they can come back and take care of him and stuff like that. And it's like, dog, we exist to make sure that our kids have the best ever and that they're taken care of, and then we're supposed to go off and take care of ourselves. That way you're not passing on generational curses and messing up their life. It's not supposed to be the other way around. I hate when people say that they have kids so that the kids can take care of them. Oh, you didn't save for your retirement. Oh, you didn't put up for your pension. Oh, you didn't work 40 hours. Oh, we gonna get to that shit too, because I seen the comments on the video that I dropped on the Millionaire Morning Show, and y'all didn't even watch the video clearly, or y'all just flat out lazy because people was complaining about the fact that they had to work more than 40 hours or they had to go into work. But that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video. Actually, I'm gonna drop that shortly after y'all see this one. But you didn't say, most people don't have the money for an emergency, but they want to sit there and talk about what they're not gonna do for a living. Most people don't have enough to retire, and they're gonna be dependent on Social Security, which you deserve it because you paid into it, but they dependent on the federal government in order to make sure that they taken care of for the rest of their life, and then they turn their sons into son husbands to supplement their income and make sure they're taken care of for the rest of their life. That's so messed up. You operate and you act just like these people in these third world countries that send their kids over to America and fuck up what we got going on over here just so they can send money back home to take care of the rest of the family. You entitled, you selfish, and you ugly for it. Now, the other part of it is, when women a lot of times raise these kids by themselves, or they live primarily with their mother, which is one of the reasons I do not believe in broken up households, what they do is they unconsciously turn their child, their son, into a daughter. They turn their son into them. Their son wind up being super sassy. They act just like their mama. They got feminine ways. Now all of a sudden he don't want to work no more. Now all of a sudden, the reason why y'all can't find no good men is because y'all raising girls, whether they are female or not. And this is the danger. This is the danger of raising people in a single parent household. You often at times find yourself ruining your child's life. And I often say that it is ideal to be raised in a two-parent household. Co-parenting is for the birds. I mean, I know some people got to do what they got to do in the special circumstances. I'm speaking to the majority. I'm speaking to people that decide to have children out of wedlock. I'm speaking to people that have children with people that they should have never had children with in the first place. I'm speaking to a lot of people that are moving differently when it comes to the way that they are supposed to put their family together. Now, don't sit here and tell me how privileged I am, because all of my brothers and all of my uncles and all of us are very intentional about how it is that we put our children in the best position possible in order to be successful. And that comes from vetting the person carefully and moving a little bit differently and being very, very careful and intentional when it comes to our children and the people that we surround ourselves with. Stop making excuses and turning your sons gay. Your son is going to sit there and say he was born this way, he was groomed this way by the women that are in his life, and he spend more time around you and your girlfriends that are bashing men than he do around people that actually have his best interests at heart and can add value into his life. And he need to be with his father. He needs to be around a man that could teach him something. He need to be around his uncles. He need to be doing some construction. One of the things that my father made sure that I did when I was growing up is that we actually had to put our hands to work. We did electrical, we did carpentry, we put roofs on, we did all of that stuff. And they owned a construction company. I even had to lay cement. And so I was no stranger to hard work, where I understood the assignment. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, and I knew what I had to do once I got a family, because nobody was coming to save me, and that's the mentality that I had to have. I wasn't going to complain about what was going on with the federal government, or when I did complain, it didn't stop me from going to get a bag. So all I'm saying is, it is a lot of women that refuse to take responsibility at the fact that you turn your son sassy, and they are creating a generation, and have already created a generation of sassy men. For every guy that you complain about that's not a real man, hold your sister accountable for making sure that she raised a not real man to come and marry your masculine ass daughter. That's all I'm saying. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. T-Chanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, I wanted to let him finish. And I think this is the third and last mission for the Dark Spore. It's another trial. Okay. Oh, he wants to actually fight. All right. He wants to fight on Tatooine. Okay. We're going to Tatooine. Now that should be the third mission for the Dark Spore. Thing is, I don't know where to harvest more Dark Spore. So. See what happens here. I'm so curious as to who the master for this thing is. Somebody's got to be a master behind this thing.
Baru Jamunja.
At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
Alright. I think this is the way. Ooh, we're finally going to find out what the third mission is, besides attacking this robot, apparently. So interesting. I'm glad I'm getting it recorded. Oh boy, coffee's good. This. Oh, these are separate missions. I think that's the Christmas stuff. Okay. Uh-huh. And there we are.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
Alright, let's see if I die, please. Holy shit! Holy shit! What the fuck? Now's not a good time, baby. Oh shit, I barely scratched it. She's gonna run around here. Well, looks like he got upgrades. sorry for Kim Val. Got him. Ooh, that took some time. Ooh, let's harvest his body. Got it.
Uma juena. U galungas ut termu nulu uma. Ua runle sabues meta. Mulquen da fuculu. Rugul afna mulcun fu ensesquenu un swat. Un lana dusa, luca hammal sota tugu. Jonu luhaganda jalamutu ondotta juestakon. Uma, ormalu mentu gorastuk. Boghod, per.
Okay. Okay, I have to go back to fleet. So what I'll do is I'll go to my stronghold. I never thought you'd have to fight the fucking robot that you're dealing with. I mean, that's just silly.
Ulmod tuotoe laronsa tankul hakasal. Ulqualuta meta jurherfut persono jormolla provata gahal gurefes sugurututa selvagu. Musutugu no gushle zoruku. Parazoig hubueb. Ulqualuta meta jurherfut persono jormolla. Gahal ravul asjon ujuet untumata. Bulgadudma lasajevmak quenhem. Juguhu zuza haga, noexa nunsa bahala.
Ulmod tuotoy laron sa tangkul hakasal. Kumun haba u kunit mekwasta bahala. Takstan pues jungra gohal haga. Mulquen da fukulu, jonulu hagan da alamutu ondotta juestakon. Provata gahal gurefes sugurutu ta selvagu. Enques unda mantulu, hua urzelanan. Galungas ut termo nulu uma. E kunet ungamasnetet accusata. Kahandu veo nedzi unquezo levutu.
Wow. So the data pad led us to this other place, and hopefully this will be the end of it, but we'll see. It's a journey. I gotta label this video Dark Spore Conclusion, or Dark Spore Mission Conclusion. Because that's what it's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to finish this up. What I need to find out is how I can get more Dark Spores to increase my Dark Spore reputation. I'll see if I can search it online later. Wow, 5,000 to travel there. 5,000 to travel.
Afagiban. Ready for departure. Enjoy your stay.
I guess they cut out the glamorous view. Hidden bays. Guess not. It says the hidden base is around here somewhere. Here it is. Hideout. The floor is labeled hideout. That's funny. go. Lord Omboy.
Jihonegata. Chope chuta, kasoyeli roicha, do kapa kayota. Chisa kava kayato pa bubanda, bakawanti. Tum tazula, neko higadala noila, ukata uz azula. Mindiayano, banipota? Bedwana, ubakili watabunka tonko pagotaloda. Mogoto ni ompi bedwana, ni bobo, choba uma. Magoto no pachungi, fagotaji otto india. Likagoso, tupo mi chuba.
I disarmed him.
Mokili maklun kinit at ambung paposhuda. Chismalakta. Chope chuta, kaso yeli roicha, do kapa kayota. Ponapa kikisa, que kalia shrekgula woska kwabo pana. Chapokma otongisa chobod ikafka anchawa. Yunaliska changa wachikospa, ini kontinka. Hagwa busca puño, busca.
Seriously, jackass.
Teufel Atlaus.
Really? All this work and this is it? A bunch of junk? A bunch of junk? No, nothing, no data? No spores? Do I get any spores? Can I harvest the robots? No. Not a fucking thing. Jeez. I would live in a warehouse like this, though. I would definitely move into a warehouse like this. To me, this is homey. I'm sorry that sounds kind of stupid, but there was this old TV show called Probe. P-R-O-B-E. Well, like I said, it's an old TV show called Probe. And they... it was a genius who was ultra rich, like a Tony Stark, and he would lived in a warehouse, and he would request a piece of material be bought to him by the AI, and the AI would put it on a string with a little grapple and take it to him. That's what would happen. That's funny.
Ulqualuta meta jurherfut persuno jormolla. Hekufla afraunjara jakru malaja. Rugul afnamul konfu ensesquenu unswat. Musutugu, no gushle zoruku. E kunet ungamasnetet accusata. Kahandu veo nedzi unquejo levutu. Jonulu hagan daralamutu ondotta juestakon. Juk sufu ugemez ruhu ludunu. Lusato monzu sunjal usublulu. Musutugu, no gushle zoruku.
Alright, we got some dark spores. Alright, we got 3 dark spores. Yay! Okay. Okay, so that increases my reputation a little bit for the dark spores. And I've concluded that mission. Hey, baby. How you feeling? You feeling better? Are you feeling better, my little angel love? With the foo-foos? She's an angel love with foo-foos. My baby. So mama, she does you feel good because she squished one out. I can smell it. She had the foo-foos. Oh, your mamas. Oh, I love my babies. I think she had diarrhea earlier, but she looks like she's well aware now. That's good. Anyway, I was looking at this. I was trying to find the army. Oh, no, that's not it. No, mama. No, mamas. No, not right now, babies. I'm trying to find the Dark Spore army thing. Oh, here it is. Master's Army. Top Secret Army. Yeah, I knew it was a petty thug that thought he was more than, because he had affinity for the dark side of the Force. But that's all it is. Rank? None. I don't even have an outsider rank. Weekly requisition remaining. Bonus points plus 100%. That's with 100%. Wow. Okay. Well, that comes to a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to do some research, take a break, and find out how I can get more dark spores. There's a bunch of reputation things in the Legacy. There's a bunch of them. Like the Bounty Brothers, I did the whole thing. That's why I don't do anymore. The Underworld Exchange, I did that. Imperial Forward Command. There's a lot of things that happen. No, mama. No, baba. Come on. Come on. I'm glad you're feeling better. People of Rishi. Thorn. There's a bunch of these. It's okay, baby. Anyway, those are reputation things. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's been an hour and 16 minutes. At least the video didn't break midway. And we'll go from there. Take care. Bye-bye.